Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Gobind, and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I am officially back and I'm very excited. We have like a full week of broadcast today. There is a lot going on and I have a lot to share. Hopefully you guys got a chance to watch our video that we did on Friday all about Nikola Tesla, showing how his astrology, his gene keys, and his human design were lived out in his life, his destiny, his life path, his purpose, his mission, his business potential, like what was his vocation. We dove deep into Nikola Tesla and it was so fun. And the whole reason why we did that broadcast and before the break, we did Richard Rudd is because we are promoting our new class called Aligned by Design Business School, which I'm going to share all the details right now with you. But before we dive in, I do want to just kind of share with you like how I'm doing, how everything's going, and where I'm at, because this is essentially the first broadcast that I'm doing by myself for the new year. And I am very happy. I'm very happy right now. So I went on my break and it felt super, super long and it was interesting. And I was very exhausted. Last year was very exhausting. There was so many things that like we did. And I feel like that I did personally that I was invited into. I traveled 4 times. So I went to Egypt twice last year. I also went to Peru. I also went to Argentina. This is like, what? I went from like hating international travel to doing 4 international trips in 1 year, which is insane. And the craziest thing about it is that most of those trips it was all an invitation, a right invitation for me as a projector, you guys know, by Robert Grant. He invited me to come on these trips and I have like literally been transformed from these experiences. And the trip to Peru was like so powerful. And I feel like I need like a whole year just to integrate everything. But of course, we're not going to get that. So we just have to like keep on trucking. I also ran a retreat last year in Sedona, which was super fun and amazing. Obviously ran the Moon Goddess training, and that is also coming up as soon as we begin with our Aligned by Design Business School. I'm going to start talking about the Moon Goddess training, which is going to begin in February, which I'm also very excited about. And I know that a lot of you have been thinking about doing the Moon Goddess training this year. So, now we went on our trip, we went to LA and then we went to the Portland area for New Year's. And that was actually super fun. I had a blast. It was great to see my family. And then I was also exhausted and I literally had zero energy. I was like saturated by the end of the year. And I was like, oh my God, when we finally got home, it's been like a week. We haven't even really been home a week. It's been like a few days of like just settling down into my own space, personal space again. And you guys know, well, if you don't know, now you know, I have selective caves environment in my human design. And that means that I really need like my little cave, my personal space where there's not so much going on, too much openness, too much interaction can really like affect me. And that's why I'm so sensitive in that way. Plus, you may also know I'm a mental projector. I only have defined ajna and throat, and everything else is undefined / open in my human design chart, which means I'm naturally like absorbing the energy around me, feeling it, and it is exhausting and it is overwhelming and it's hard to describe. But being in the experience of it, I'm like, holy moly, these moments where I get to be finally home and like settle into my space are freaking divine. We also, little update on the house, we got my little baby Barbie wood stove installed. My husband installed it, of course, in my office. It is so cute. I should probably post a picture of it. I've been pretty much off social media, like not really posting anything. My goal is to get back on that train, but I don't know. I'm just going with the flow. Anyways, the stove is so cute and it's making my room really warm. And for the first time, I don't have to wear like my big old puffy, like, onesie sweater because I'm freezing. This is going to change everything for me. Because last winter it was really, really, really challenging to go live. I remember doing, going live and singing my songs and my fingers were freezing trying to play the guitar. I am not even exaggerating on my fingers were freezing. Okay. So this is like such an upgrade for me. And it's like so many things. Another thing that's really amazing is recently we got new phones and I need to do the little, activating of the new phone. But I've had this old phone, which is the 11 Pro Max, for years. Okay. And damn, do I take care of my phone because it's freaking in great condition. And I have just been so, I don't know, like just really patient with I could have had an upgrade like years ago, but somehow it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't happen. And finally, like this was the year where I'm finally getting a new phone, and it's fun. It's exciting to get a new phone. So that's happening. Might not be that big of a deal to you guys, but it's a big deal because I've been waiting for so long. I've been wanting to do it for so long, and finally it was like the time. So that's really exciting as well, which I am actually even more excited about that phone because of the camera features. And I am going to be traveling again this year. So I've been invited to go back to join Robert in all the other events. So we'll see how that pans out. But the invitation is there and I can't wait to, I've been enjoying so much like the content that you can create, the pictures that you can take, all the stuff. Like I really have fun with that when I travel. And so I'm excited about that. So little tiny things that have already shown me like how much like manifesting has been happening in my life and how like magical it is. And so I'm in a really, really good place right now. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And thank you also for being patient because I have been a little bit kind of MIA. I didn't do a broadcast for the full moon in Cancer that we had on the 3rd, which was a really powerful full moon. But apparently it was like I wasn't meant to do a broadcast. I was actually still traveling on my way home. It took us like days to get home. I'm like, I have no ounce of extra anything. And I'm glad that I took care of myself because I really needed to do that. So that's awesome. That's really amazing. And now here we are. So we're back to regular programming. And I hope you guys are also enjoying the new year. I mean, it's already January 12th. And oh my God, time is going to fly. So one of the things that I really want to focus on this year is like enjoy the moment, every moment. I need to do that more. I get in my head too much. I get into like the whole like doom scrolling shit. And I'm like, I need to just really take care of my physical body more and enjoy being more in the moment with like life in general. And I am excited about that. So before we actually dive into today's video, I would love to just take a moment to acknowledge everybody that's here watching this video live or watching the replay. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you feel called, I would appreciate if you guys shared it on social media, like on Facebook and things like that, so we can get more people to see it. But just the like, and even if you want to leave a comment, all of those things help the channel grow. And we know how important it is right now to kind of spread the word. And it's like, that's how it works. That's how the algorithm works. So I want to ask you guys to give a like and maybe leave a comment below so we can get more people on the boat. Hello, Angie. Welcome in. It's been a while. I hope you're doing good. Aloha. Trina is here. I'm doing great. How are you? Melissa is here as well. Welcome in. Wahine Kiwi. I don't remember who that is, but hello. Welcome in. Good to see you guys. Hello, Kevin. Happy New Year. Lucia. Hello, hello. Mary is here. Stick and Stones is here. So glad you took a break. Yes. And I missed you guys too. And it's also really good that I took a break because I really needed that space. Thank you. Welcome home, she says. I love that. Rebecca's here. Hello, hello. And Kate, hello. Welcome, welcome. Good to see all of you. And if you haven't said hi in the chat, I love the live chat interaction. I pay attention to the chat, especially when I'm broadcasting by myself. I want to see how you guys think of what I'm saying and the content and interaction. Robin. Hello, Robin. Thank you for being here. And so, yeah, just want to let you guys know that. Hello, Christina. Welcome in. I love that chat interaction. And if you're not watching live, then say hi in the comments of the video below if you happen to be watching the replay. So there's a lot to talk about. Like I said, sometimes I talk a million miles an hour. When I get enough rest, I'm like the machine that like doesn't stop. And I have been tired lately. And so it's been hard to like, you know, like give when you're exhausted. But I feel pretty good today. Today's the first day that I'm starting to feel better, more aligned. Lisa, welcome in. This lady is a fun teacher. You talking about me? That's funny. But I do consider myself a fun teacher. So what we're going to do today in this broadcast, I'm going to go over the astrology of the week. I'll show you the charts on the screen so you can have a visual. I'll talk about in general what the week is going to feel like, what are going to be some of the major aspects that are going to be happening, what, you know, how we're going to experience that collectively. And also talk about the gene key that the sun is passing through and the human design gate and how that is influencing everything. And also talk about what we're going to lead into, which is kind of the main event of this week is the new moon in Capricorn that's happening on Sunday, on the 18th. So we'll dive into that in one moment because I first want to share with you guys something that I am so freaking excited about. And this, of course, you know, or maybe you don't know, is our Aligned by Design business school that is actually going to begin next week. So we are so excited about this class. This is like a passion project for me. I've always wanted to find a way, essentially, to take the wisdom of the gene keys and show you a pathway to embodying that in your life, in your personal life, of course, but in your business. There's a sequence in the gene keys called the Pearl sequence, and it talks about your vocation. It talks about your culture, your environment. It talks about your brand, your, you know, what you magnetize, what you attract to you. And then it talks about your pearl, how you activate prosperity. And I haven't yet seen anything else out there that brings that whole concept of the pearl sequence and really like calls us to step into embodied business. Because the truth is that when you're in alignment with yourself, when you're at your best, then you emanate like this natural energy that brings in the right people that you're supposed to connect to and interact with and do business with. And so I love the combination of using this very beautiful esoteric language of the gene keys, like a shadow becomes a gift, which has the potential to turn into a divine gift, and bring that into the very modern way of us talking about business. And so that's what this class is all about. You know, Ashley and I have been working together, especially this last year. She's been mentoring with me. She's been helping me with the Moon Goddess training. We had one of the most powerful years ever with the Moon Goddess training. These women, we've been doing our practicums this year, meaning they're like their final exam. They do a reading for me at the very end of the program. And holy shit, you guys, I am like amazed at how like amazing these women are at reading the Akashic records. So that has been like so like beautiful and like eye-opening for me to watch them step into their natural gifts. This is like an extension of that. So if you have graduated from level 3, 1, 2, and 3 in the Moon Goddess training, this is like next step for you. I highly recommend that you look into this class, because it will take you your everything that like you now you're ready to share your gift. Coming up with the whole business side of it can be very daunting. And this literally is the next step. So I just want to mention that because I know that there's a lot of you guys that have graduated from level 3 that could really use this and step into even further a more materialization of you, in your business, in your personal design. So we are learning to build a business in alignment with who we are. We're going to meet for 6 weeks, and we do start on the 21st of January. So in our first class, we're going to begin by grounding in to where we're at, like where you at in business, what ideas have you carried with you in business, what do you feel like are things that have been holding you back, define what success alignment really means to you, and then dive into our vocation sphere in the Gene Keys, which essentially reveals to us that like our core wound has been shaped by our life's work, and also takes us into a space of vocation where we realize that we're already naturally good at this because we've been working on it for a long time. Our core wound becomes our vocation. We're going to explore that and learn how our vocation can translate to like practical things. For example, for me, like writing, teaching, these are practical ways that I can express my vocation, which goes from the shadow of deafness to the gift of insight to the city of epiphany. And you guys know from how I offer my work is that the insight that comes through in how I teach, and like even broadcasting, talking, there's a lot of that we're going to explore, so we can take all these concepts that feel so kind of ethereal sometimes and ground them into like actual things. So in the physical environment, because spirit somehow must find its way down to matter, and we're learning how to do this. And I'm creating a workbook. I'm going to freaking show it to you guys because I have it pulled up. I'm just going to freaking show you what I got so far. Okay. So it's a work in progress, but this is my Canva. This is the Canva document. Okay. So it is 135 pages so far. And I want to show it to you because this is how committed we are to freaking making this happen. Okay. Some of the, let's go through the table of contents. Week 1, learning about the pearl sequence in general, the introduction, like writing down all your things about your astrology, your human design, and your Gene Keys pearl sequence. Writing a foundational prompt where you're going to start to understand where you're at in terms of business and entrepreneurship, because this is about entrepreneurship. Yes, you might be really well at working with other people, but when you do what you truly love, it becomes your own design, your own business. Core wound, vocation, reflection. Let's scroll forward. I know I'm going to be moving really fast. What's one of the cool things that I can show you? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Like core wound sphere reflection prompts. The shadow. When you reflect on your core wound gene key, where do you see the shadow showing up most consistently in your life? Describe how this pattern has affected your sense of self, your confidence, your relationships, or your ability to fully engage with life. Notice when this wound feels activated. What situations, environments, or dynamics tend to bring it to the surface? Rather than judging it, allow yourself to honestly witness how this shadow has shaped your experience and the ways you've learned to protect yourself because of it. And it goes into the gift and the city, dives into the vocation, one at a time, gives you fill in the blank, like questions, and then fill in the blank. And slowly but surely, we begin to create an actual business plan, which you fill out at the end. I'm going to scroll down. And I'm showing you this. I literally give you a whole section where I'm telling you all the information of all the channels for human design, because we're going to talk about partnering in business, and who's good to work with and not. And how do you tell? Both human design, astrology, and gene keys. It's going to cover everything. Sometimes I'm like, what the hell? Like, how much information can I literally fit in? I blow my own mind. We're going to learn about progressions. We're going to do a whole marketing plan. I mean, like, holy moly, this is not something that you want to miss. I'm trying to find the business name creation. And here we go. Your aligned business plan. You literally get the guidelines are 1, your business name, 2, the purpose of your business, 3, your brand essence, 4, your bio and professional presence, 5, your primary offering. Yes, we're even going to come up with like something that you're going to provide, a service or a product. Additional offering ideas. 7, your aligned marketing plan. 8, your Instagram presence or other social media presence. 9, your first post, reel, or carousel. 10, your newsletter. You're going to develop a newsletter. 11, your first draft of a newsletter. Launch timing for your business. We're going to talk about when is the right time to launch your business by looking at astrology, progressions, transits, Sun, Jupiter days. We're going to talk about all of that. Statement of engagement and closing, the closing information. So you guys, this is freaking legit. Like, I don't even know how the hell do I have time to create all this? I don't know how to activate your prosperity. I could go on and on, but I just wanted to show you how freaking filled this class is. And it's going to take you to the place where you're ready to literally start your business. It's not just like a hypothetical, like the workbook. It takes you literally one piece at a time where you're discovering your vocation, your ideal environment, how to recognize aligned collaborations, clients, and partners. What is your brand? Who's your ideal customer? What's the right timing for you to launch a program, a project, like whatever that is, the whole business, how to activate prosperity in your life. And all of this is in your gene keys and in your astrology and in your human design. And we're like integrating it. This is an integrative business school. So you guys, I can't freaking wait. I'm going to let you read the rest of this yourself. Gives you information about me and Ashley as teachers. We're going to do a broadcast on Friday where we share who we are. We share our charts on the screen. There's payment plans available. So no reason to not do it. If you need a payment plan and it doesn't work for you to do, I'm going to click on this because when you click on purchase now, it takes you to my Stripe page. The class is 1444 and you can do payment plans through Affirm or Klarna or directly through me if neither of these options is available to you. There's no reason not to do it. Like if you feel called, this is it. We're getting ready for 2027. Like everyone needs to be learning this about themselves. This is it. Like I don't even know how else to describe this, but this is it. This is the class that you've been freaking waiting for. That sounds really cliche, but I'm not exaggerating. This is it. No one else out there is doing anything like this. So let's freaking go. Okay. We start January 21st of 2026. This should say 26. That's funny. And we're going to be meeting on Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Wednesday for 6 weeks. It is jam-packed. You can do replays. Like someone emailed me and asked me if I could do, if they could do the class with just replays. You can. There's no problem with that. Because as it's going, you have a chat for like a group chat. You have a content tab where I'm recording everything and uploading all the content, all the videos you can rewatch. You'll have access to the class even after it's done inside my Mighty community. It's a private space just for the students of the class. I mean, this is legit and it's so convenient. It's so easy. The Mighty Network, I love Mighty Networks. Like just the layout, the platform of it is, everything is really easy to find. So are you ready? Who's curious? Who's curious about this this class? I want to know if you're like, oh man, I wish I could do it. I want to do it. I'm excited about it. All of that. Let me know in the chat. Okay. So now we can officially dive into the actual astrology of this week. And we are going to be covering, so let me share the chart on the screen. We're going to be covering from January 12th through the 18th. Let me just check the comments real quick. I got the 17 Pro Max. Yeah, it's an amazing class. Okay, so let's dive into this astrology now. I need to just set something up over here on my other screen. Okay, what are we gonna find this week? So starting with today, the big aspect that's happening today is we do have a square from the sun to Chiron. And one thing let me set this up just for 1 second. I want to set up what's been going on leading up to just now. This year, we started it with a bang, first of all. We had let's actually go back. Fuck it. Let's go back to January 3rd. Okay, so we had the new year, and then boom, January 3rd, we get a full moon in Cancer. This full moon was literally, and it's sad that I didn't get to do a broadcast for this, or like an energy activation or an Akashic reading, because it would have been freaking epic, because it was 1 degree away from the Sirius star. It was a literal Sirius activation. No pun intended. Pun intended. So Sirius is goddess Isis. It's the Sphinx. It's ancient Egypt. There is a lot of ancient Egypt connections to the astrology of this year. We're even going to start having eclipses in Leo and Aquarius, because the nodes are going to change signs. But so Leo there's going to be a total solar eclipse in Leo that is literally going over Egypt this year in August. Can't make this shit up. This is crazy. Robin says class sounds epic. I know. Go check it out, you guys. Okay, so we started the year with this full moon, and then we moved forward. Like, what was happening is the sun, Venus, and Mars started doing this like little dance together. And we went into, if I move forward, on the 6th, the Venus star conjunction at 16 degrees of Capricorn. And that was the Venus star point that was created, which is a 9-month activation, which is where the Venus when she's direct and she makes a conjunction with the sun, she becomes the evening star. So she hasn't fully appeared yet, but this is like the birthing of that evening star and the beginning of like a 9-month period where what happens in 9 months? We birth something, right? It's the birthing process. Venus, the goddess. We're like in a rebirth. We started the year with like this beautiful rebirth, and it's Capricorn. Like all that Capricorn was calling us into everything that Capricorn represents. And it's not always about like building and structure and like career and things like that. It's about foundations. Like, if you have the right foundation, anything is possible. So that's the rebirth into foundations. And just for fun, what was the 16 degrees? 9 minutes of Capricorn. 1 second. Where are we at over here? Okay, 16. I'm trying to look at what Jinky was there. 16 degrees, 9 minutes of Capricorn is the 54th Jinky. And the 54th Jinky is, by the way, I got this epic new keyboard. You guys are going to be jealous. I'm going to show it to you in a moment because I'm obsessed. So the 54th, so this is like the rebirth with Venus and the sun that happened on the 6th. It goes from the shadow of greed to the gift of aspiration to the city of ascension. And it's described as the serpent's path. Like, what the fuck? Because we're transitioning now. There's a lot of like, oh, we're changing. We're about to complete the year of the wood snake. And now we're moving into the year of the fire horse. Like, I'll be talking about that. I might do a special broadcast or something. But the serpent's path, like, what? It's the codon ring of seeking. So it's like seeking, it's like ascension, like the Kundalini energy. I mean, there's a lot that you can look at there and say, okay, this was definitely significant for us in general. So we had that conjunction. And then what started to happen is like Mars, look at them. They're all together, 16, 16, 16 every day. And I talked about this in the membership. And I want to kind of pause for just one moment. And I really want to encourage you guys to join the Starseed membership. It's a week free and then $22 a month. Because you get all of this astrology, like every time the sun enters a new sign, every time like on the daily, you have these like daily notifications about the astrology that's happening, little like journal prompts and reflection questions, and little tiny like daily rituals that you can do to like tune yourself and work with the energy. It's like pretty amazing. You get articles about when the planet ingresses into a sign, monthly meetings, and also special workshops. So just want to like throw that there. But I talked about this in the membership. That's why I remember. And then you go to the next day, 17, 17, 17. Okay. You go to the next day, 18, 18, 18. And then you go to the next day, 19, 19, 19. I mean, what? I like, it's sad that I didn't get to do, like, I'm doing it now though. I'm doing the astrology now, so pretty important over here, what's been going on leading up to like what we're going to talk about now. This is the 9th. This is just like a few days ago. And then we started to see that the sun made an opposition to Jupiter. So the next day there was like Sun Jupiter opposition. Sun Jupiter days are those days where there's like auspiciousness, an opportunity to begin something new, like launching things. Those are days that you can launch businesses or projects or products or whatever. That's why Sun Jupiter days, like, they don't come around too much. Then there was like some really powerful aspects, like squares, grand squares. I mean, it's like, what? This is what we're coming out of and into this week. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm going to go back to now. And I also want to make sure I've got the chat up because hello, Jeanette, welcome in. Because now you have the background that's taking us into this week. So this week, in general, some of the things that are going to be happening, that are kind of like consistent theme. And remember that this week, the moon, well, it's going to be going from, it's in Scorpio right now. So fun. Going into Sagittarius tomorrow. Going to be transiting through Sag. And then enter Capricorn on the 16th. And then eventually on the 18th, we have the new moon in Capricorn. So it's Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. And then at the same time, the moon is going into its balsamic phase, where we go within, because the universe is essentially asking us, like, we're getting ready for a new thing to show up, a new theme. And it's an initiation. The Capricorn initiation. It happens every year, right? Like new moon in Capricorn. But it is about setting strong foundations, and I'll do a broadcast on Wednesday for the new moon in Capricorn to go over all the details of that. So make sure to come check that out. But as the moon is in its balsamic phase this week, leading towards a new moon, we're going to see all of these planets squaring Chiron, starting with today. So today you see the sun is at 22 and Mars is still there at 20, like with the sun. They've been together for a while. Like, it's a powerful thing. It's about a lot of like drive and motivation to like set strong foundations that will freaking create a legacy. We're building legacy. We're starting this year with like building legacy. And it's not necessarily about action in the sense of like, you got to do, but it's almost, to me, it feels almost like there's a momentum that's building up, that's been building up. I don't feel like, this is why I'm like, we haven't quite entered the quote unquote new year, because the lunar calendar initiates again with the Chinese New Year, which is it's going to be in February 16th, I believe. And it's the year of the fire horse that we're entering into. So there's like completions, but then there's like new beginnings, and they're like interwoven into this momentum that's been happening for a while. And it's like almost reaching a climax, but it's like it's been here. I don't feel like it's completely new. Like we're just carrying it forward, moving it forward. We've been building already. So that's why this is supporting this energy, and it doesn't feel like you have to start from zero. I don't feel that way anyways. It feels like just keep doing what you're doing and keep building and keep growing, and it's going to get somewhere really powerful. And you're going to really feel the manifestation of that. Like it's going to keep getting amazing and awesome. You just have to stick to it. That's Capricorn. You stick to it, and eventually it becomes something tangible and powerful and long lasting. It's a legacy. You're building your own legacy. That's why it's so freaking powerful. But these squares to Chiron, so the sun squaring Chiron today, then the next day on the 13th, Mars makes a square to Chiron, and they're all at 22. And that's also like a sacred number in numerology. It's like a divine number. It's all about feelings and emotions, so it could be very emotional. A lot of feelings, processing a lot of feelings and emotions. The next day on the 14th, we're gonna see Mercury. He's getting there too, getting ready to square Chiron, but he's gonna oppose Jupiter. The next day, Venus will make a sextile to Saturn. So that brings in that the language and the embodiment of devotion, which is very good. It's very good for this Capricorn energy. She'll also make a trine to Uranus. Pleasant surprises, exciting new things on our path that are teaching us to build that legacy. And then the next day we'll see the square from Mercury to Chiron. So all these planets squaring Chiron essentially are saying that this week is the week of deep healing. That now we're like peeling, we're getting deeper into the layers. Like first is the sun, our sense of self. Then it's Mars, our sense of like drive and motivation, and like, are we acting? Are we moving forward? Are we doing something, or are we stagnant, right? Is there movement, or are we stagnant? And then it's Mercury, the mind. Where in your mind are you still holding on to things that like no longer serve you? How can you bring the heart and the mind together? So there has to be some kind of like a merging there to bring cohesiveness and healing. So this is a week of like deep healing. Plus we're going into the balsamic phase of the moon, which again is like deep inner reflection, going into the cave. Then we get to the 17th, and now we're getting close to the end of the week. Venus literally enters Aquarius. So she changes signs before the new moon in Capricorn that is coming right around the corner on Saturday. She also makes, right before she enters, she makes a sextile to Neptune, enhancing intuition. And this is when you'll see the sun make a sextile to Saturn. So everybody's like squaring Chiron, and then everybody's going to start sextiling Saturn. I feel like it always feels, there's certain times where the astrology feels so like clearly supportive of a specific process. This year has been exactly that. There's clarity about what is happening. And if you just like go with the flow, you're going to find yourself like staying above the water, not like sinking or whatever. And the sun also makes the trine to Uranus. So everybody's going to do square Chiron, sextile Saturn, and trine Uranus. All of those are powerful healing, devotion, determination, passion, and then exciting things that begin to come our way. So then we end the week with the new moon in Capricorn. Let me go back a couple hours so we can actually see. Here it is. Sun and moon. at 28 degrees, which is very high up there in the Capricorn degrees. It's a very advanced energy. It is a master energy. 2 would be feelings. 8 would be decisions. Aligning our feelings with decisions, like getting clear through the emotions about what we actually are going to do, like what we're going to decide on, and then making a decision. Determination. Clarity also comes through. So this new moon in Capricorn is going to be with a stellium with Mercury and Mars in Capricorn, conjunct at 26 degrees. Also, there's a sextile, right, to Saturn right there. And Venus, very close to Pluto, but conjunct the Altair star, the Eagle star. It's been a very powerful vision that's been coming up for me, the eagle and the hawk. And that's how we end the week. So we're moving into a new moon, and there's very clear steps that we're being taken through to heal, to stay devoted, to get clarity, and then to allow like the new energy to start coming in. So what do you guys think about that? When it comes to the energy of, I'm going to go back to my other screen now real quick, to the energy of the gene keys, because I like to talk a little bit about this too. Here we go. The sun begins the week on the 61st gene key, which is kind of an intense one. This is where we're at right now. The 61st gene key goes from the shadow of psychosis to the gift of inspiration to the city of sanctity. If we have this gene key, our life is a contemplation of death. We must not turn away from this work. It will fill us with life. The answers will come. The memory of the beyond will return in time. We must listen inwardly for the music of life and let it move us in creative work. Whoa, right? The Holy of Holies, the codon ring of Gaia. And this moves into the 60th in the human design is on the head center. So right now we're experiencing head center energy, pressure from above to make sense of life. There's a lot of like, okay, we're trying to make sense, trying not to go crazy while we're doing it. But then towards the end of the week, the sun will enter the 60th. And this is where that new moon is going to be happening. So the 60th goes from limitation to realism to justice. The 60th gene key is one of the deepest transmissions of the gene keys. It's not easy to penetrate and understand. It will take some time as we contemplate it. The shadow here is limitation. We hear that word and perhaps think, oh no, I don't want to be limited. But we are and always will be until we're dead. And maybe not even then. Even then, who knows? Oh my God, he wrote that. Limitation is not the enemy. Huge fucking lesson. This one is called the cracking of the vessel. So we're in the codon ring of Gaia. We continue. So let's read about the codon ring of Gaia. The ring of Gaia holds the blueprint that all beings that share this planet Earth will eventually once again live in union. This genetic grouping allows or prevents awareness to move between different life forms and connect all beings on Earth along the same initiatory journey. Through the ring of Gaia, we can see how our ecosystem, the living, breathing diversity of the blue-green planet and all its life forms is destined to discover its own inner truth as one entity. This codon ring shows that evolution is a force that is breaking out from inside us, and that to unlock its secrets, we have only to look inward. All life forms, whether sentient or inanimate, are designed to experience quantum unity and discover its destiny together as one entity. The ring of Gaia contains the wisdom that everything from the tiniest nanoparticle to the cosmos itself has the same shining jewel of inner truth at its core. Wow. And that is what we are experiencing through the lens of the Gene Keys this week. And then the 60th in human design lives in the root. So we go from one pressure center to the next pressure center. It's like a pressure cooker. The pressure from above to make sense of life and existence, and the pressure from below to deal with the stress and the pressure of life. So we're in the pressure cooker this week, apparently, which is also interesting because those squares to Chiron, like, yes, that can totally feel like a pressure cooker. But that's what we're experiencing. And so now, I wanted to read something about the 61st gate in human design, which is called the Gate of Mystery and Inner Truth. People who are under considerable mental pressure to resolve what is unknown. That's what the sun is guiding us through right now. As the Gate of Inner Truth, this is the place where inspiration can potentially be mutative. In other words, of the many thoughts and inspirations that come flooding through this gate, some may have a lasting impact on the lives of others. Such inspirations are often experienced as the light bulb going on in the brain, or as a sudden moment of epiphany or satori. This can be deeply inspiring for others as long as it can be expressed clearly and at the right moment. The 61 puts the 24 under pressure to come up with the concept that must eventually be expressed. Without this 24, the 61st is the love of a mystery without the needing of solving it. So maybe we're being invited to love the mystery without needing to actually solve it. These people are great thinkers and musers who love to delve into the unknown, but can never solve their own life through thinking. They must accept that some things are unknowable, and they need to learn to let go of rationalizing and controlling their own thoughts. As a source of potential mutation, their mind is beyond their own understanding, and if they do not follow the true authority in their design, which can never be their mind, they will very likely become deeply melancholic about their lives. And that's because this is individual circuitry. We're in the individual circuit, which can bring melancholy and depression when you feel like, you're lost. But then in that lost space is when like the universe is brewing up the next like powerful like concoction, like activation and mutation and like quantum leap in your life. So that is what we're essentially feeling and experiencing when it comes to the astrology, the Gene Keys, and the human design. Lisa says, I have both the 60 and 61 Gene Keys in your sequence. So if you have these gates, they're being like highlighted and activated in your life. So, look at that. Human being, welcome in. Definitely catch the replay. We went through a lot of information. And so what we're going to do now is, let's do the reading. So this is now intuitive reading. I'm going to open up the records. And as I open up the records, I want you to take a moment to like ground yourself, ground your energy. This is for everyone that's watching this video live or watching the replay. We're grounding, we're connecting, we're asking for a message, we're opening ourselves up to receive information that we need to know right now that is very important for us as we get ready to like move through the energy of this week. So thank you, 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 thank you. Satanam, 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 Waheguru. From the deep depths of the cosmic mind, I hear a whisper. This whisper calls us inwards towards our essence. A light begins to glimmer at the center of our heart. This is the light of unity, the all-knowing wisdom of the One. Through this door, we open the gates of the Akashic, the magical flower of life. We see our duality. We recognize our sacred trinity. We begin to witness infinite possibilities as we become the observer and the observed. A powerful and luminescent light engulfs our being, and we feel many dimensions all at once. We enter the Akashic records protected and loved by all star beings that have accessed these portals before. The records are now open. May wisdom flow. May understanding descend. And may we be blessed with the light of love. So pretty. I love this bell. All right, let's shuffle some cards, see what we got. I also want to show you my aura pictures. When I was in Oregon, I went to see my good friend Heather, and she has this really cute soul. It's called Soul Sister, really cute in McMinnville shop, like metaphysical like space. Well, she does Akashic readings because she just graduated from the Moon Goddess training. She does past life regression. I'm actually working with her designing a training to learn how to become a practitioner of like past life regression. That's in the works. And we got to hang out with her and take these aura pictures. And we did this cute little like cacao ceremony. And it all happened like all of a sudden. It was completely unplanned. She just went, I've been really wanting to do a cacao ceremony and it would be nice to do that. And I was like, oh, well, I don't have cacao. And then my sister goes, I have cacao. And I'm like, is it ceremonial cacao? She was like, yes. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, okay, universe. I guess we're doing a cacao ceremony for New Year's Eve. And we literally did it on New Year's Eve. I led a ceremony, like the whole thing. We did a shamanic journey. We went into, we pulled animal cards. And then this animal was the one that was taking us on our shamanic journey, bringing us a message about the new year. It was so fun. It was so cute. It was like just me and my husband, my sister, Heather and her husband, and another friend that was there as well, Heather's friend. And we're like, we need to do this every year. Like, we just need to do this every year. So it's just a private thing. And I sang my songs. And when I was singing the songs, I was like, oh my God, this is like power. I felt so much power. So I'm going to show you the pictures because I'm telling the story and I need to show you the pictures. So we took these aura photos of before and after the ceremony, the cacao ceremony. So this is the before, and the green gets, hidden because of my green screen. So those areas are green. So anyways, there's a lot of blue, green. There's actually yellow, like there's yellow on this side. This was the before. This was before the ceremony. And then after the ceremony. Like, you can't make this shit up. I don't know what the fuck happened, but something happened. And that was no longer me. Can you guys believe this shit? Everyone else's pictures were like, oh, there we go. We're kind of like, they stayed kind of the same. Mine was like, oh, hang on. Mine was like a whole other universe. Yeah, whoa is right. I don't know, okay? But this was how I ended the year. Like, it was like, this was the beginning of the year, like symbolic of the beginning of the year. And this is, here we go, 2026. I had to show you that. I want to literally like take a picture of these pictures and then make them like a huge poster and like literally put this on my wall. Yeah, seriously activated. But I could feel that it was in the songs. I could feel that it was the songs. It was the whole thing, but it was especially the songs and the drum. And I was like, wow. Holy moly. I'd never actually seen a proof of energetic shifting from before to after I sing the songs or I lead a ceremony or we dive into like sacred space. That was like, that was my mind activating moment. That was like the epiphany. Yeah, maybe you were more yourself. Exactly. So I really wanted to show you guys that. Let's shuffle these cards and see what we are here to learn about this week. So our first card is, I always talk about, it's like kind of like where we're at right now, current energy. What is it we're currently experiencing? Let's see what wants to come through. Definitely taking its own sweet ass time. Very Capricorn of you. Tarot deck. I'm using the Rider-Waite tarot. Okay, there it is. Okay, 3 of Wands. So you can see that right now we're looking forward. We're looking ahead. That makes a lot of sense. You know, we just started the new year. We're like, all right, like, how's it going to go? Where are we going to go? What are the possibilities? This is like contemplating possibilities. And also like observing, looking back too. We're looking back, but we're also looking forward. So contemplating the past and the future possibilities. That's where we're at right now. Exactly. So that's what happens when you live by design, right? The second card is the challenge of the week. What is our challenge of the week? Okay. So contemplating the past, but then we need to seriously like get on with the show. This is about letting go of old belief systems, letting go of like anything that's like doesn't work anymore. It's no longer serving you. This is 6 of Swords. Like, it's moving on from old emotions. It's moving on from like old like stories. And the reason why we're moving on is because it's time, and because whatever we've been holding on to is no longer like fits what we want. And if we let these things go, if we really truly like release, let go and move on, then we are moving towards more like calmer waters, from the choppy waters to the calm waters. So clarity is coming. We're moving into clarity, but that it requires that we really do let go of the past. But I'm thinking that's more like belief systems, old stories that you've just been telling over and over and over again. It's like, just be done with it. That's going to be the challenge for the week. And that makes sense too, because of those squares with Chiron that I was talking about that are happening in the astrology this week. The third card is overall theme of the week. Okay, there it is. King of Pentacles. I'm just kidding. King of Pentacles. This is definitely about stability. Definitely about abundance. This is very Capricorn energy. I don't think that this card is Capricorn, but it's a masculine energy surrounded by the feminine abundance of the earth. Like, this guy has plants all over him. There's Taurus in this picture. It's the Pentacles, which is the earth element. So it's in your element, in your prosperity, being surrounded by the divine feminine, the earth, the mother, we're surrounded by abundance. We're surrounded by, like, we're being really held by the sacred mother. And that's the frequency. Like, we are in manifestation, but material. Like, I'm trying to find the words to describe what I'm feeling. I feel myself like it's like an overgrown forest. His guy feels like he's sitting in an overgrown forest. It's like, you're not missing anything. You have this and more. You have more than you need. You have way more than you need. Like, ground yourself in that and know that this is true. That's beautiful. And card number 4 is wisdom from the ancestors. What do our ancestors want us to know right now? What do they want to tell us? Oh yeah, I'm going to pull a star oracle card. Can't remember the name of that deck, but my friend Tracy. Okay, our spirit guides, angels, teachers, what they want us to know. Ace of Wands. Yep. This is, Get ready. There's a lot of potential. New beginnings, new creativity. Like, they're like, grab a hold of your creativity and move forward with that. What are you like manifesting? What are you creating? But this is about passion. Like, where's your passion? That is, trust your passion, be in your creativity this week. Okay, so this is the Celestial Kin Oracle. And I want to pull, this are like our star families. This is my friend Tracy's deck. And you can get it, I think, on her TikTok. But it's called Celestial Kin Oracle. Tracy Russell is her name. Musicbytracy.com is the website. Okay. So here we go. And what do our star family want to tell us about this week? Anything important? Any messages that could really help us out as we move through this energy? As we go through these like squares to Chiron, sextiles to Saturn, and trines to Uranus. And dark moon, balsamic moon coming into a new moon in freaking Capricorn. Okay, message is from the Anunnakis. Reclaim your divine power. Reclaim your divine power. Wow, I jumped right to it. You are not fragile, a fragile being confined to limitation. Get the fuck out. I just talked about it, 60th Jinky, Shadow of Limitation. Damn. You are not a fragile being confined to limitation. Within you exists the spark of creation. That enhances the Ace of Wands card. The same force that shapes stars and civilizations. Step boldly into your divine authority and claim your rightful power. Damn. Okay then. Let's fucking go. Guidance. Take ownership. Motherfucker. Take ownership of your life and choices. Sat Nam, yo. That's this right here. Move forward with confidence, knowing you are capable of great creation and transformation. Boom. Dang, yo. Okay. And now for the grand finale. Just kidding. The animal spirit that is going to help us glide through this magical week. What animal spirit is guiding us through the week? Oh, it was like it kind of jumped out. Flew. Oh, she's son. We get the one and only dragon. Okay, now I'm really excited. The dragon, seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look into the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon, breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. Boom. Shakalaka. I love when the cards like help ground in the message more. Okay, we're not done. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride. And as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni is dim. Agni is described as inner fire or sacred intelligence. Ooh, that makes me think of the 61st, the Holy of Holies. May even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. The dragon in the third chakra. The subtle energy of the dragon lives at the navel center in the Manipura chakra. Manipura translates to the city of hidden gems. Oh my God, I was having a reading today and Adideva said, the jewels are coming. Hidden gems, and behind its gates burns the fire of our transformation and digestion. The sages believe the health of the fire at the navel center is what governs our ability to clearly see both the inner and the outer dimensions. This week is freaking activated. This week is powerful. I am excited. I'm always excited, and I always say that. But let me leave us with a message from the 61st, because we're going to talk about the 60 on Wednesday. That's where the new moon is happening. Okay, from psychosis to inspiration to sanctity, the Holy of Holies. Creativity is the single most important gift for drawing humanity out of its mass psychosis. My gift to you. I come to say that you cannot force or predict inspiration. The muse appears on her own terms, in her own timing. She enters your life as a pressure, beckoning you into the unknown, calling you inwards and back to your origins. She's not always about fun and games. Sometimes she comes to dismantle your way of thinking and to shake up your entire grasp of reality and your ability to love. To welcome her into your life, you must practice immense patience and trust. Be willing to receive your inner secrets, truth, and the mystery that is all around you. Even when you can't feel her, know that she is working behind the scenes. Don't look for spirit outside of yourself. Be spirit. Dude. And today was also the birth of a song. A seed was planted for a new song that I'm going to write. I'm really excited about that. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for letting me share about all the amazing things that are happening on this channel. Let us close the records and complete this reading and this broadcast. From the deepest depths of our soul, we give gratitude and love, for we understand we are a fractal of that cosmic whole. As we give, so we get, open to all possibilities through all time and space. We walk through the Akashic portal back to our inner space, remembering that this wisdom lives within every cell of our being. Thank you, star beings, for holding the sacred space and for protecting us during this journey through time and space. The records are now closed. All right, Satnam, everyone. Thank you again. Please check out the Aligned by Design Business School. We begin January 21st. That's literally next week. If you have any questions, please send them to me. You can email me, jaigobind@channelforgrace.com. This is it. This is the class you've been waiting for. I am not even exaggerating about that. I'm not trying to sell it. Like, I'm literally looking at all the stuff I did for it, and I'm like, holy shit. Whoa. We're going to do this. It's going to be amazing. And I can't freaking wait. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. We're going to talk about the new moon in Capricorn on Wednesday. And we'll see how we're feeling up to Wednesday. And then on Friday, we're doing another broadcast with Ashley, talking about our own charts and the class, but like what's going to be our style of teaching. This is going to be really fun broadcast to do. And then on Sunday, I'm going live for the new moon ceremony. I'm going to be playing music, songs, the Akashic reading, all that good stuff. So thank you again so much for being here and being a part of the community. join us in our private community space, the global community on Mighty Networks, and have an amazing week. Give this video a thumbs up and share it out on social media as much as you can. Sat Nam, and I'll see you guys soon.